Good afternoon. It's exactly 12.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to put today's jobs report in perspective. 3 months before I got here, the economy added about 60,000 jobs a month.
So folks, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin recently told reporters that he opposes using a maneuver that would enable the Democratic Party to pass Joe Biden's $2.3 trillion infrastructure proposal without Republican support, noting that he favors a smaller and more targeted bill. And it's not surprising, everybody. Before the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan was passed, Senator Joe Manchin said that he would rather support more targeted relief. Right now, Manchin is a West Virginia moderate and holds the power to block Democratic lawmakers' agenda in the evenly divided Senate. Joe Manchin has already rejected the idea of using the budgeter reconciliation process, and it's a process that Democrats want to use. So while most legislation requires 60 votes to advance in the 100-seat Senate, the budget reconciliation process allows for a simple majority.
Together with the American Rescue Plan, the American Jobs Plan is going to help the economy create, as I said, estimated over 16 million good-paying jobs. And folks, we can't afford to not do it. We can't afford to not spend the time and effort and money.
Adding that while he opposed the cost of Biden's plan, he was optimistic Republicans and Democrats could work out a deal. Republicans do oppose the ambitious legislative agenda right now. However, things could change in the near future. They might increase the Social Security benefits by $200 a month and also pass a fourth round of stimulus payments of $2,000 per month. We never know, everybody. Now, for those of you that have not received your missing stimulus money, if you decide to file a tax filing extension, you only have more time to submit your return, not to pay any money you owe. Some of you could be eligible for a top-off payment if the tax return you submit this tax season shows that your income dropped since last year. However, the IRS has urged federal beneficiaries to file a return in order to make sure that eligible dependents are included. The government is also encouraging people who it does not have on record to file tax returns in order to get their stimulus checks. Guys, our politicians must step up to the plate and help out the American people. And if any of you agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes. Right now, President Joe Biden is seeking Republican cooperation for an infrastructure package. However, some Democratic lawmakers say the president should be prepared to go at it alone if the deal doesn't materialize quickly. The White House wants to see counteroffers to President Biden's $2.25 trillion infrastructure plan by the middle of this month. Some moderate Democrats insist on cutting a deal, and other lawmakers worry that it would be a dead end that would burn valuable time. What do you think about this, everybody? Should Democrats even bother trying to gain Republican support? Or should they just pass the plan through the budget reconciliation process on their own? Leave your thoughts on this, everybody, in the comments. So far, Republicans have proposed a slimmer $568 billion package. And some GOP lawmakers say they wonder whether the White House is willing to limit a bill to narrow measures like roads and bridges, while cutting out pieces they oppose like elder care subsidies. Aides for members of Congress on both sides of the aisle also say they fear that the other side may not be negotiating in good faith. But the good news is this: if Democrats unify behind a proposal, they can use a budget process to pass legislation through the Senate without Republican support, just like they did with the $1.9 trillion stimulus relief package. Biden spoke Thursday by phone with Republican Senator Shelley Capito. The senator said it was a constructive discussion, and Biden described it as a good conversation and invited her to the White House. Everybody, on May 12th, Biden will meet with the top Republican and Democratic leaders from the House and Senate. We can expect to see a lot of negotiating very soon. And now, the Earned Income Tax Credit is a refundable tax credit aimed at low and moderate income workers. The Earned Income Tax Credit reduces the amount of taxpayers owe, can even be calculated or collected as a refund. The maximum credit that taxpayers without children can claim will increase in 2021 from $538 to just over $1,500. But folks, what are the eligibility requirements for a childless worker? Well, the basic requirements to claim the Earned Income Tax Credit on a 2020 tax return is that you and your spouse, if filing jointly, must have a valid Social Security number, be a U.S. citizen, and you must also show proof of earned income. According to the IRS, here's what the expanded credit means. The credit for qualifying children is fully refundable, which means that taxpayers can benefit from the credit even if they don't have earned income.
Let me explain how we pay for this, because I'm not a deficit spender. Because, we had a tax cut the other team put in back in 2017, and it created a $2 trillion deficit, with the vast majority of that going to the top 1/10 of 1% of the wage earners. I don't want to punish anybody. You're entitled to be a millionaire or a billionaire. Just pay your fair share. Just pay. For example, if we just were to make sure that we had the tax rate for the top rate in America for income tax, what it was in the Bush administration, it would go from 36 to 39.6%. Well, guess what? That would raise a minimum of $10 billion a year. No one's hurt. Someone making that money is still going to have 2 homes or a jet plane, or these are mostly millionaires. They're not going to be hurt a little bit. But we're going to be able to put tens of thousands of kids in preschool and in free community college. What's going to help America more? Increase the educational standard of all Americans so they have 14 years of school from 2 years of 3 and 5 year olds, 3, 4, and 5 years old. We show that that happens if they not go to daycare, they go to school. No matter what the background of the home they come from, they catch up. 58% will go on to go to college. We know that now. We also know that if you give 2 years of free community college, you're in a situation where you're in a position that you have in your state and every other state in America, you'll allow to go the last 2 years. All those credits are available to your state universities, and you get a 4-year degree for half the cost. Or you get the 2-year degree, and you're able to do what you needed to do. It's estimated to increase the average income by over 20% for someone in America for the rest of their lives. So, folks, you know, the fact is that I'm not looking to punish anyone. You know, I come from the corporate state of the world, Delaware. More corporations are incorporated in the state of Delaware than every other state in the union combined. But guess what? You know, I'm sick and tired of corporate America not paying their fair share. Their taxes used to be 38%, 36%. We all thought that was too high, even in our administration. And we wanted to reduce it to 28%, make it more competitive. Some thought 24%, but it got reduced to 21%. And you know what the result is? Of the largest corporation in America, 50 don't pay a penny in tax. Made $40 billion. Don't pay a penny in tax. If you're a construction worker and your wife's a school teacher, you're paying at a higher tax rate than corporate America's paying. Not a joke. Not a joke.
Thankfully, Democrats also control the Senate because Vice President Kamala Harris can cast a tie-breaking vote. And when asked if he would back another bill with other related spending through a process called reconciliation, Joe Manchin said he wouldn't, and he wants the bills to be more targeted on Joe Biden's infrastructure proposal. It will include $400 billion for in-home and community-based care for the elderly and disabled. In addition, there was $100 billion for school and child care facilities. Those are 2 areas that Republican lawmakers left out of their $568 billion counteroffer. And Joe Manchin said, while such areas need to be addressed, it was hard to build public support for a massive bill that goes beyond what he called traditional infrastructure needs.